Hey, friends. Welcome back to the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. Now, I know this has been on a lot of your minds, and you read the title and like, ooh, I'm talking about that bacchanal with the TikTok ban that happened in the US. I know it was very short lived, 12, 14 hours, something like that. But this isn't just about TikTok. This is about the bigger picture. We've all heard the advice to start your business on social media, to have a social media presence. But that is not the only way. Sure, platforms like TikTok and Instagram are great for bringing awareness to your business, for attracting clients and leads, etc., for monetization, but they're just tools. Your side hustle success shouldn't just rest entirely on algorithms and fleeting trends and viral videos and shares and likes. So, what happens? What's the game plan? And if you don't want to, or you don't want to, like, you can't just rely on social media. I want to share 6 ways to grow your side hustle without ever having to use social media. Okay, we all are on social media. Well, most of us are. Most of us have. I love social media. I don't get me. I ain't trying to sit here and tell you not to do something and I'm doing it. That is not what today is about. These aren't just shortcuts. These are smart, sustainable ways to keep your side hustle thriving, because that's what we're here for, right? It's about sustainability. It is about impact on top of the monetization. So let's get into it. The very first one, strategy number one, email marketing. My clients, if you are tuned in, like, oh, of course, that's the first one CJ is going to mention. I am always stressing to them, grow your email list. Collect those email addresses. It is effective. Yes, it might seem a little old school, but here's the thing. Sending emails, email marketing is the unsung hero of the entrepreneurial world, because when someone gives you their email address, they are inviting you into their space. They are giving you permission to stay in touch with them, to stay connected with them. It's personal and you're in control. There's no changing algorithms. There's no hoping the post will reach someone. You write, you send, they receive, they respond. There's a back and forth, there's an exchange, simple as that. So, how do you start? Here's a quick breakdown. And this is very important. Number one is to offer something valuable, whatever your expertise is, whatever you are offering as part of that industry that you are in. Think lead magnets, think free guides, templates, workbooks. What does your ideal client need? Create it. Find out from them what they need. I talk about this all the time. Do some research, reach out to your ideal client, wherever they're hanging out, and create that. The next thing is to be consistent. If you're emailing once a month or every other week, that's fine. Just keep showing up in their inbox. Consistency builds trust. So they might not necessarily read every single email. And there are the ones who will open every single email. I love that. They're the ones who will absolutely, they're looking forward to your email. They're expecting your email. They're like, it's a certain day of the week, or it's been a couple weeks. Isn't it every other Wednesday, every Thursday? And they're looking out for it and they will read it. And they're the ones who don't. They might look at the subject line. They might decide whether or not they want to read this one, but they'll be like, you know what? I'll check out the next one. So as long as you are consistent, that consistency will absolutely build trust. Here's the next thing. Make it about them, not you. So you are providing solutions. You are sharing insights. You are giving them something that is worth opening. Nobody wants to feel like they're reading an ad, especially with the amount of emails we get nowadays. So many people have a quadrillion notifications on their email. I don't even know how people do that. I have to clear out my inbox. I am one of those people. But emails are where relationships can deepen. You're not just another voice competing for attention. You are a trusted source. They said, here, I want that thing from you. I'm giving you permission to stay connected with me. And you started to build that relationship with them. And strategy 2, networking and events, conferences, etc. This one might feel a little intimidating at first, especially if you're an introvert. Opportunities often come from genuine connections. People remember you when they've met you face to face or even virtually in the right spaces. I have shared episodes on this, especially if you're an introvert, to go in there with a game plan, what you want to do, who you want to connect with, how many people you want to connect with, what are you going to say about yourself, what questions are you going to ask them, who you're going to be following up with. So don't just Google business conferences and go to the first thing you see. Look for events, conventions, or meetups in your niche, other people who share similar interests. So, for example, if you're in wellness, there are yoga retreats, there are fitness expos, there are health summits happening all the time. You're creative, you look for design or writing workshops. Even the industry-specific mixers can be gold mines for referrals and collaborations. When you show up as your authentic self and you genuinely connect with people, you are opening doors to partnerships, to mentorships, and even clients. Because even if you don't necessarily meet your client that day, you also, what the beautiful thing about networking is you're also thinking about who that person in front of you knows. So they might not be your ideal client, but they might know one person or 5 people that they absolutely must connect you with because they're like, oh my God, this person I know needs your product or your service. And that's the power of being seen and heard. Networking, getting out there and making those genuine connections. Be intentional, be memorable. Strategy number 3, word of mouth and referrals that can absolutely come from those emails, that can absolutely come from those networking events that you have attended. The old-fashioned word of mouth. It might not sound as flashy as a viral TikTok video, but word of mouth is the OG of business growth. When your current clients, your customers, they're raving about what you do, they become your unofficial ambassadors. So how do you encourage this? You just be amazing at what you do as you show up as your authentic self. But happy clients are walking testimonials, exceed their expectations, and they'll tell the world about you. They will sing your praises. You make them feel good. You stay memorable. You help them with that transformation. You help to improve their lives and you go above and beyond. They would absolutely tell others about you. The next thing you can do is just ask. Ask for referrals. There's nothing wrong with directly saying, hey, if you know someone who can benefit from this, please feel free to share. Please connect us, introduce us. I'd love to be able to be a part of that person's network and make them a part of mine. Ask for those referrals. People are always ready, willing, and able to help, to spread the word about you. Sometimes you just have to ask. Don't make any assumptions that you've made or left a really good impression on this person. So obviously they're going to tell people, ask them. Because again, as I touched on, when you attend the networking events, and it might not necessarily be your ideal client in front of you, and you might think, okay, thanks, great meeting you, great chatting with you. Oh yeah, I'll absolutely connect with you on LinkedIn or wherever. But you didn't take the time to say, if you know someone, and they're like, oh my God, yeah. Because there are the ones who would say, I'm not your ideal client, but I know 2 or 3 people. Or sometimes you're just going to have to ask. The other thing you can do, create an incentive. Offer discounts, a bonus, a freebie for your referrals. It's a win-win situation. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Strategy number 4, collaboration. Find someone who complements your business and you work together. Just recently, I had a guest on, Bianca B. King, talking about building your side hustle empire. And guess what? I'm going to be a speaker, a panelist at her summit. Collaborations is where it's at. If you're a baker, team up with a party planner. You're a graphic designer, connect with your local print or marketing agency. You're a coach, partner with someone who has a different specialty like myself with Bianca, or if you're a financial planner or a wellness expert, collaborations keep on giving. I have had many past podcast guests reach out and say, "Hey, CJ, I think you'd be great for this. Hey, CJ, we should do this together." And the relationships just continue to grow, and you continue to build on them. They not only broaden your audience, because like me having a podcast guest on, I'm sharing my audience with them. It also allows you to share your resources, your ideas. You're essentially creating a win-win for the both of you, for both of your audiences, for both of your communities. Now, strategy number 5 may or may not be for everyone. I feel like it should be for everyone, and this is blogging and SEO. This one will definitely take a little bit more time to build and really understanding keywords and searching. When you can blog and build and have some SEO content, they allow you to share your expertise. You rank on Google. You attract people who are already searching for what you offer. So start by answering common questions in your niche. If you're a photographer, write about the best poses for headshots. I am a side hustle success coach. I'm going to tell you the most profitable side hustles for women, or the easiest side hustles for you to start. How do you start a side hustle? All these are things that people are looking for. How do I find a success coach? So you add keywords to help your content rank. And this is why it'll take a little bit more time and research to really understand the intricacies of SEO. But once your content can rank, boom, you're reaching your audience without needing a single hashtag. You figure out if you need to hire an expert, someone who understands SEO, then do that. But once you can figure out blogging and using the right words, understanding your ideal client, what they need, what they're searching for, you include that in your content. There you absolutely go. And strategy 6, my favorite, podcasting and guest features. You can start your own podcast. It is an incredible way. I can speak from experience. It is an incredible way to build authority in your field, to share your story. You create a loyal audience. You'll be able to share your expertise. And not everyone wants to host a podcast, and that's okay. Guesting on other people's podcasts is just as effective. I have had former guests tell me people reached out to me after they checked out our episode. And I love hearing that. So find podcasts that align with your niche. Please make sure it aligns with your niche. Pitch yourself. I get tons of pitches every single week, and they're not aligned. And it's clear when people do the research and when they don't do the research. Do the research. Find the podcasts that align with your niche. Share your expertise. Provide value for the audience. What will my audience take away from you coming on as a guest and sharing your story? You have to be able to offer some kind of value. I'm sharing my platform with you, but it is one of the fastest ways to tap into a new audience. So there you have it. 6 strategies, all the way from email marketing to guest features on podcasts. You can grow your side hustle without solely relying on social media. So build that email list, show up at networking, becoming that podcast guest. There's so many ways to grow sustainability. Yes, of course. Yes, show up on social media, but remember that is just a part of it. That is just a tool. That is just a piece to a bigger puzzle. I will leave you with this. You don't need to put all your eggs into one basket. I'm talking about that algorithm basket. Build relationships, leverage your skills, focus on what works for you. And if you found this episode helpful, here I am asking for those referrals. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a side hustler. Share it with someone that maybe they were freaking out about the TikTok ban. Maybe they've been trying to grow and do everything on Instagram and they're not getting anywhere. And they're trying to figure out what their next step should be. Here are 6 proven strategies that will absolutely work for them. So please share this episode. And of course, I would love to hear what is working for you. Has social media worked for you? What platform has worked for you? Which one of these 6 strategies have you implemented into your business, your side hustle, and you've been able to watch your side hustle grow and thrive? Share with me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, my friend. I will see you at the next episode. And trust me, you want to tune in. Bye.